Hey Starshine, how are you? I'm TK, and today, you see, I'm TK. I'm TK in 3D. Holy crap! Like, isn't that crazy? I mean, this was made by my friend Tovar. I'll put his links in the description below. He made it with VRoids, so not too many options. So I like their female model to me. I don't know about you, but their female model to me looks like a child, and TK is not a child. I am not a child. TK, or me, I'm supposed to look much more mature. Um, Tovar also put my actual height when, actually TK is supposed to be a little taller than me, to be honest. So, this TK is shorter than actual TK and looks like a child. But, but still, I'm me. I'm me in VR. It's pretty cool. Um, so anyone who's been around has noticed that I haven't posted since October. I've been completely missing in November, and that's what this video is for. I wanted to explain some things to you. For anyone who's been following me on Twitter or on the community tab, I try and keep people updated there when I can't make a video or anything, so make sure you check my Twitter or my the community tab. I've been pretty active in the community tab, but I've been giving brief explanations about where I've been, about why I'm gone, and I'm just here to give a more detailed explanation. So if you're curious, I'm going to first explain where I've been, and then I'm going to talk about some like upcoming plans, updates, stuff like that. But first of all, let me just say where I've been. Now, firstly, I was taking the beginning of November off as like a little vacation, a little break. October, I get pretty active and pretty excited. So when I'm in October, I put a lot of effort into it. And I really, last year, after I did that, I decided to take a short break afterwards. And I really appreciate it, especially after all the work I put into October. So I said, I'm going to do that again this year. And it was especially necessary because my family, who I live in the household with, they went on vacation for about a week and a half at the end of October, and I was home alone, and I had to take care of a lot of stuff on my own. I've mentioned this before, but I have various physical conditions. I am disabled, so I can't really take care of myself, but I was kind of forced to with the pandemic and everything. I wasn't able to get anybody to come help or anything, so I just kind of had to deal with what I could. My family tried to set things up so it would be as minimal as possible. Like, told me, you don't need to clean, don't worry about that, we'll clean when we get back. So I was really exhausted, and I really needed that time off, especially after putting all that work into October. So I took the first couple weeks of November off. I did do some recording during that time, and I'll get to that later, but unfortunately, here's, as you can probably see from the title, here's when not so good stuff happened. During my break, I started feeling not so good. It started with a sore throat, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. You know, this is a pandemic. So I took my temperature, and I'm sorry, I probably hit my mic there. I took my temperature, and I didn't have a fever. And all I really had was a sore throat and a little bit of congestion. I was like, I get sick a little bit around November, December every year, kind of like allergies. So I kept my brother updated. I kept my family updated. I said, I don't have a fever. I have congestion. My brother was like, well, it looks like most people with corona have a fever, but they don't have congestion. So he wanted to visit the next day, and he was like, I think you just have allergies. I think it's safe. So I was like, okay, I think it's just allergies. And I also, like I mentioned before, have various conditions that can flare up and sometimes will give me something like a cold. It's kind of common. And this is my first warning. During a pandemic, don't do this. Learn from my mistakes. Do not do this. Do not assume when it could very possibly be a pandemic illness. Really, please play on the safe side. Learn from my mistakes. I so regret this because my wonderful brother came the next day to help out with recording stuff that I will get into later. But please, 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 in the comments, leave your thank yous for him, because not only did he pay for my mistakes, but he also helped me so much with a recording thing that I will get into later. Put thank yous in the comments below, please. He deserves it. If it weren't for him, I seriously, I'll get into it later, but thank him. Thank him. He's wonderful. Okay? But anyway, he came the next day because we were all certain that I was just having allergies, and my mom also was feeling a little icky. And then I learned then that my dad, apparently, who is an essential worker, was feeling bad about a week ago. And I didn't know that at the time. And I really wish that I had been a little more careful. Unfortunately, I was like, oh, we're all getting allergies. But after my brother visited a few days later, he got a fever. I never had a fever. I kept checking. I never had a fever. But my brother did. He got tested, and he tested positive for corona. And there was no one else that it could have gotten from. So I also tested, and I came back positive. So yes, I had corona. I had the coronavirus. I took a lot of precautions, but like I said, my dad's an essential worker. My guess is, I don't know, something happened and he must have brought it in, unfortunately. I figure that a lot of you are probably really curious about what the coronavirus is like. So I'm going to try and tell you how it was for me. Mind you, this is my experience. This is my experience, and also my experience is going to be different because I have various conditions that weaken my immune system. So I'm technically a high-risk individual, so it's probably worse for me than it is for most people, but I think that people need to know, and I need you guys to understand how much of a struggle it was for me as somebody with these kinds of conditions. And I don't even have the more severe conditions that corona can very, very seriously impact. And I also had a very minor strain. That's another thing I want to mention. I had a minor strain of it. I lost my scent, and apparently losing your scent and your taste is pretty much always with the more minor cases, not the more major cases. So that was a good sign, as much as it sucked to lose my scent, and I still don't have it. It's a good sign that it was more minor, but even so, I want to say this up front. It is not just the flu. It is way worse. I've had the flu. I've had the flu with my conditions. Never have I been in bed for the most part, like just completely in bed for 3 weeks. I had symptoms for 3 weeks, and for most of that time I was in bed. I did manage to do a little bit of recording on days that I felt better before it really sunk in how much I think the main thing was my body, because it's so weak. Once it really started fighting the infection, fighting the virus, my body just plummeted and it did not feel good. Some of the symptoms, so like I said, the first thing was I had a sore throat, and then I started getting congestion and cough, and I was like, oh, it's a wet cough, not a dry cough, so it can't be corona. They say it's always a dry cough. Apparently you can get congestion and wet coughs too, so please keep that in mind. If you have any symptoms at all, please get tested. I urge you. They're making it a lot easier that you can get tested. There are many ways you can do it. Just look it up. There are a lot of tests available. They're doing their best to make sure it's very available to everybody. So please listen to me. Get tested if you have any odd symptoms whatsoever, and self-quarantine. I know it sucks. We've all been quarantining, but self-isolate yourself as much as possible. I feel so guilty for getting my brother sick, and you guys shouldn't have to deal with that guilt. It sucks. And my brother did not deserve to get it, and I really wish I had told him to stay home. But I'm sorry. Getting on to it. One of the main things was, of course, the fatigue, and I'm sure a part of that was just my body being very weak, but I had to spend a lot of time in bed. Felt like I was going to pass out a lot, what I would do is I would wake up in the morning, sit at my computer desk, and do as much as I could just sitting there, like watching YouTube videos. And pretty much every time before noon, I would be back in bed because I'd feel like I was about to fall over and pass out. I also, like I said, I lost my sense of smell, but my taste also got very weak. I lost my appetite for a good while. It was hard for me to make food for myself, and I just didn't want to eat. It wasn't very nice. And I got probably the worst thing was migraines on the regular basis. I do have chronic migraines. I get headaches pretty regularly, but migraines I get every once in a while. So again, that was another sign of like, this is normal for me. But it wasn't. It was like daily migraines, absolutely killer. Like I said, I spent so much time just in bed. It was not pleasant, and I lost so much time just resting. And obviously when you're sick, resting is super important. It's not a waste of time, but it's like if I had been not sick, I could have been doing stuff. I could have been working on my channel. And one of the positives I guess you could come out of this is being unable to make stuff for my channel really reinvigorated my like, I want to make stuff. I want to do stuff for my channel. I'm so excited. I was talking before, I really would like to try VTubing and stuff like that. And I've been really spending this time like, I need to get working on that. I want to try and set it up. So that's a positive, but I felt so horrible those 3 weeks. Like I said, I have other conditions that probably made it way worse for me. But it's still just not a pleasant experience. And I kind of basically lost 3 weeks of my life that way. Maybe 2.5. Because I think I had a few days where I was able to be productive. But I'm still not feeling back to normal. I'm still very exhausted. And it might be kind of a slow start back up to my channel as I still recover. But I just really want to urge all of you to please take precautions. This is very serious. It spreads like a wildfire, and even though there are more minor strands that may be like a flu, not really an appropriate face for that, but it's terrible. There are people like me and people who have it way worse than me who can get very seriously ill from this, and I mean it. Even when it comes to, and the thing is, I hate when people are like, it's just like the flu, that's all it is. You should still be careful when it comes to the flu, and I really want to make that clear. I have to be extra careful around the time when it's flu season, and I really want to urge everybody to just be more mindful of their illnesses in general, not just in the time of a pandemic, but clearly, obviously, very much so in the time of a pandemic, but even during flu season, please be careful. I hope people start wearing masks during flu seasons and stuff like that, even after this has calmed down. I mean, we have them now. We have the masks, so might as well use them. But I just really want to urge everybody to please be cautious, please be careful. I don't want any of you wonderful stars to get sick. And I want to make sure that, I urge all of you to shine your light in every world, and to do that by being cautious of other people's well-beings as well as yourself. So please, I don't want other people to suffer from this, and it really is just not great. I don't know what else I can tell you. I had various other symptoms too. I can't get into everything there is, but it just was not a good 3 weeks. I took a really big hit mentally, just feeling very unproductive, I felt, there was a day I felt really low, and part of it was just because I felt like I couldn't do anything, and I am better now, I promise, but it was a very bad day, and I know mentally this kind of thing can really hurt people, so it's not just about the cough or the sniffles or the headaches. It's so much more, and it's so important to be cautious and careful. It's better to be safe than sorry. We're all get through this together, and the more we work together, the quicker we can get through it. So really, I encourage all of you to please, please, please be precautious, be safe, and to please stay healthy as much as you can. Whether it's, you know, from corona, the flu, colds, anything like that. I want the best for all of you and for everyone. But that's enough of me talking about corona. It was a bad situation, not so great, but I think it's time for me to move on to talking about my channel. As I mentioned before, I did say I am really interested in VTubing. I could use this model, but I kind of like the Live 2D better, so I'm going to see if I can get Live 2D to work. That might be something that, like, 2021 TK will focus on. Like, new year, new me, VTuber me. But for now, things are just going to stay the same. I have various things coming up on my channel. While I was on my break, before I got corona, I recorded The Last of Alex, and I am so excited to show you guys the ending of Alex. I just sat down and I finished the entire thing because I wanted to do it. I wanted to get to the end. I was so excited. So I'm so excited to show you that. And here's the thing. This is where F10 was a lifesaver. My encoding got corrupted right before the end of the game. I had a half hour left in the game and my recording just stopped because the encoding got messed up. So I still have my audio. It's still my audio, my genuine reaction to everything. But the video was gone. So, thanks to F10, he was able to set up the game to give me ammo, to give me into the right spot so I didn't have to replay like an entire chapter. I got right to where I needed to be and had all the stuff that I needed thanks to him, because he was able to set things up for me. And then thanks to him, I was able to kind of record and act out as much as I could, as closely to how it was in the original. I listened to my audio to try and like mimic my reactions and stuff like. So the video is not the original, but the audio that you'll be hearing of me is my original, genuine reaction and everything. It's going to be a little weird. I'm going to have to tweak it in editing, but I promise the reactions and everything are true to the original. It's just the gameplay that's slightly different. Other than that, I have played more Yandere Simulator. I did the Befriend Betray, as well as one bonus elimination method that you'll see. So that will be coming out soon. I also have more Yakuza. I have... Oh, exciting. I started playing Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Yes! I actually played it while I had sniffles, but I was feeling well enough to sit up and play. So I'm a little sniffly and stuff, a little clogged up, but I played a good amount of that, and I was having so much fun with it. I am having so much fun with it. I can't wait to get back to it, but that will be coming up. I also mentioned before in my community channel, I will be playing Cyberpunk 2077, right? 2077? I'm bad with numbers. But I will be playing Cyberpunk. I don't know how that's going to go, to be honest. I'd like to hear your opinions. I hear it's going to be a very, very long game. So I don't know if I could LP the entire theme. But fun fact about me, I don't play a lot of games on my own. I don't have the time and energy to play a lot of games on my own. I usually try and focus on recording games. So with Cyberpunk, if I just like record the beginning, that's probably all I'm gonna play. So let me know if you're interested in seeing me play all of it, if you're interested in seeing me play some of it, I don't know. I'm gonna record just the beginning at first, and we'll go from there. But I will be LPing it, at least some of it. I don't know. I really don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll figure it out. What else? Okay, I talked about VTubing, I talked about Alex, I talked about Kingdom Hearts, I talked about Cyberpunk. Talked about Yandere Simulator. Okay, I think that's all I got right now. I do have plenty of games things from like TK replays that I do plan on playing eventually, but right now I'm at no shortage of games, so those are going to be on the back burner. But let me know what you're most interested in seeing out of what do I have. I have the Portal Story Smell. I have, oh, that face is it's kind of weird, but I also have BioShock Infinite. Okay. Oh, I'm angry. I'm very angry. I'm very angry. My thumb is a little weird. Oh no, I'm sad. I'm sorry. Anyway, I think. Oh, I also am now really interested. This probably won't happen until after I'm done with uploading Alex, but I'm really interested in playing Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2. I originally was not, but now I totally am. And you'll see why. But, let me know in the comments, everything that, all your thoughts on everything that I've talked about. And again, big thank you, please, in the comments. No, we're on in the comments. Big thank you to F10 for everything. He got Corona for me to help me with Alex. That's so, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sad that he got Corona, but he helped me so much. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not mad. My face. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. There you go. That he got Corona, but he helped me with Alex. Yay! I'm sorry. I'm not so good at switching up the facial expressions. Anyway, I really should just shut up. I love to talk. I love to talk with you guys. This is why I wish I could stream. My internet sucks, but I would love to stream because I would love to just talk with you guys. It would be so fun. But anyway, just let me know your thoughts. I hope that all of you stay safe and healthy, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. I should be getting pretty much back on schedule because F10 will be helping me with editing. I hopefully will be able to get back on schedule. Like I said, it might be kind of a slow start, but I should be back on schedule real soon. I miss making videos for you guys so much, and I will be so happy to come back. Also let me know if you want me to do anything in VRChat. I love VRChat. This is probably one of the few games I usually play on my own without recording, so let me know if there's anything you'd like me to record. By the way, this is my home. This is what I use as my home for VRChat. I really like it. It's very pretty. It's got stars and stuff, and I love the rain, so hey, it's right up my alley. I need to shut up. I'm keep talking, but it's okay. I love you guys so much. I am so excited to be back, and I just need to say with that note, remember to shine your light in every world. Bye!